Anyhow, the first slide shows the photosynthetic rhythm of single cells of the
That's okay because this is a totally experimental thing, and it's for the sake of journaling. So, for my grandchildren
the University of California in La Jolla. Now, that has great for capitalizing. You see LJ, maybe if you were
so today I got
people figured out after a while that since it was the city of San Diego that gave the land
recording from there from now on.
it should be called
So this is
not
LJ.
Not many people remember
Video for today.
Anyhow, sometime in the early 60s, we just left
So I learned
and
some
went to
stuff
Yale
about
position there. And nothing much was done on circadian rhythms at
and
and one of my friends convinced me to work on the circadian rhythm of the roster. This is sometimes in the early 70s.
he worked on
So he gave this training at the meeting and we worked on it. I had a young lady come in one time.
for some reason I thought it was an
Asked
English,
if she
but his
could work on circadian rhythms. I said, well, I was just starting to get interested in it. So I worked on it. Her name is Stephanie Emerson. She went to medical school.
so that is
And we
makes it
published
even
this
harder.
next slide.
You don't speak French properly and you don't have the accurate French vocabulary, especially with all of our. So the sun is up here. Forget about it. So you're really gonna have to spend a lot more time with them.
One exhibiting that you could in fact
I was just
measure
listening to some general
various
biology
things
stuff,
on a
which
dish.
you could probably hear in the background. Hopefully, Divine, please stop making noise.
So that was in 1973. So I continued with those types of studies, and then in 1975 I
Oh yeah, I had a big grade today.
measuring the levels of ATP and ADP, and the title of that paper was Oscillations of the Level of Adenine Nucleotide.
Because there's a big person coming up and going to be spending a lot of money, and he just has more and more like a blast every day. It's just I'm a tumble this kid before his birthday.
Anyhow, that work continued in my lab.
But
In 1976,
I've already threatened
one of my colleagues
to
was South
ground him for a year.
NSF to sponsor meetings here in Ohio, like 5,000.
Oh,
So
maybe
I
I can
sponsored
shake
one
today.
in January
First,
1976 all over the Ohio Conference of
shake.
Circadian Rhythms. And it was just over a long weekend. It started on Thursday night and ended on Sunday morning. It was
whey protein.
7 sessions on photoreceptors and models and genetics.
The chocolate.
And we had all leaders of the
And
field
I
come,
really like
and we paid for them to come
really
and
like
stay
it.
and was at the
I'm trying to do that
conference.
to supplement my clients to have really
Come and talk and present these things. A very intense meeting, very important and interesting meeting in the field, because it brought together, for the first time,
Oh,
I think,
Doug,
the
I
people
just
study
got
plant
stressed
fossils, study
about
animal fossils, study single cells,
over
study mechanisms,
and
genetics and
I
modeling,
hope it is
etc. And I think it's fair to say that
something I didn't
meeting
expect,
led
and then
eventually
reaction to
a few
spending
years
it,
later
right?
having a Gordon conference in
So,
chronobiology, and also a
I just
workshop
told him I have an inheritance with the Lord, and there's going to be the money to do anything. The miracle that
at that
anything
time,
happens.
because I have here
Having a
the
little bit of money,
actual
extra money,
program
and it's all downhill from here, correct? Because after the paying student loans, so kind of got to enjoy a little bit now because it's going to be, kind of stressful a little bit, not enjoyable, most likely when I'm trying to pay off my student loans. But maybe not. I heard of some people who got some Blythe for being a single mother, so maybe I should stay single so that I'm not getting really
Sometime
direct.
after that meeting,
I don't have to
we
pay
had another
attention.
opponent,
I don't
come
know.
to our campus
No,
survey
and I'm
for
not
Mansfield. We started for 30 years of study,
so,
sleep and rhythm.
even though I am getting more and more beautiful every day,
sometime in the 80s, then Chris Gillen came from NIH and studied sleep
my
and
friends and
Barbara
I
Parrott
pretty
came also from
well, you know,
NIH.
he
Rhythm,
mentioned
women,
Jamaican
effects of menopause,
person, and I'm Trinidad.
right.
And if you are Jamaican or Trinidadian,
I had
that
an
is
idea
under
what he
your
had
question.
done, but
I don't have
all
to go
left
into
that we
detail
should
about
have another meeting.
how much
So I
we
proposed
don't
that
like each other. We usually just don't bring up the subject because that way we just don't have to deal with it.
annual conference series on
The subject does not make me
biology and
tired.
medicine. And this was sometime in the early
It's just a
80s.
totally
Well, we never
different
got around to
culture
it.
for men.
Though I see we've sort of gotten to it now.
You know, some
I also proposed that
Trinidadians get
senior
along with everybody, and
draft in 1991
for
to
myself,
have a
I
center,
don't prefer them.
an international center devoted to research,
Giovanni
education,
today said
service,
he
and
was ashamed of
biology.
me,
Well, we finally got one.
but, you know, to each their own. I'm ashamed of myself. I laugh
And
at
one of the
myself.
things
It's really
that I
funny.
thought was interesting, it's a little bit of a sidetrack,
I don't
is
know.
the Hopkins
And my son was
Organization
really
had in
nice to me, and he
1977
did.
a workshop in biological clock. I participated in it, and I got this certificate
Pretty
from the
much
biological
day,
workshop
went to the
that said that I
mall, to the
bachelor's in and therefore I've gotten a degree in rhythms, summa cum laude, which I thought
I
was
got some stuff.
And they had that workshop for a couple years.
Major exciting that I actually can cash my pocket this time. But we've had those birthdays
University
where
of Virginia
it
was
was
setting
just
up
cake and
Center for Biological
bread,
Timings.
and went to the hill
It
and
was
it
very
was
useful.
the best birthday ever.
What we were doing
And
then
studying,
is in the
you know,
early 80s, a group of people in
things go wrong.
physics and
So,
engineering set up an
that
organized
after
research
Andrew's
called
passed
non-linear science.
birthday
And
coming
this
up,
was in
and
1984.
one of my friends'
Full
birthdays
project
and
on
Pastor Ted's
science.
birthday done
The kid was sent
so
out. I noticed from the vice chancellor saying that they would like to have people come
stay in a hotel
in residence
to,
for 3 months or 6 months to interact with the resident group. So I sponsored the letter to Harold, the vice chancellor, sponsored our entry with that
I'm not
night.
thinking about if I could do
I
something
think
there.
he just won a MacArthur, but it was well known.
You know, I think it deserves so much. They were one of those people who give trust.
So
And
our
I
team
thought
after
about you
interacted
about
with
what
all
I
of us,
had
and I arranged for him
and for
in
years
the
I was
winter of
looking at.
1985
He
a
was just
series
a
of
really
6
nice guy. I
lectures
really hated him.
that were
He was the
on
manager.
sleep rhythms and
And
biological clocks
I worked the night shift
cardiac
along
rhythms
with all the guys.
and cycling. Anyhow,
He would drive us
it was
home.
a very useful and
And I
important
think
set
I
of
was
lectures
thinking
over
about it
6
because I was
periods
thinking,
a quarter that had 100 people come
I shouldn't
to
have
cover who
been
they were. They
in
were
the
from
car with
something
them.
like 10
But
or 15
because
different
anything
departments.
could have happened, you know.
See where it
But
calls. Now, psychology,
he was just a
psychiatry,
nice guy. He was just really nice.
music,
And because he was so nice,
I think the
everybody
next
hated him. And he
major
even
thing
got
that
me
I
promoted
was
and all this
inventing
stuff. But I
was in
never really took mind of
1998,
him.
I was
And if I
on
could say to
the
myself that I knew somebody who was
postdoc
really nice,
in the
who
Department of
went out of their
Psychology.
way for people, who's
And I interacted with him
oh
some
gosh, it's gonna sound
at
bad.
meetings and
More like
but
me,
then about
or just like a real hard person.
2005,
I would say it's him. I wish I could remember his name.
co-founded
It's
chronobiology.
you know, who's just a really hardy person.
Fall of
You know,
2004,
you know,
started
people and like job,
and of course, you go in and read
you know, who gets
all of
about
the
so
since then.
bad. You know,
We
because
have now, first year we taught
they
the
show up
university
other
students.
people, right?
And
As
people
Jesus
explain,
said,
the students explain to me that
the only reason why you're mad at me
that's
is
because we
because
taught it at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then if anyone should
showing you
know
what,
that
you know,
undergraduates
I'm
were
a
not to come
testament
at 8
of the
o'clock in the
fact that
morning,
everything you're doing is wrong. you know, because
We
I'm
eventually
doing,
used to have the
I
registrar
testify
switch
against
voices
you,
later
you know,
in
my
the day.
actions.
On
So,
and now that I'm
when you're hated, you know, don't be surprised.
of course, and I think
Hopefully, your actions will testify against people, and they will be mad, and that's a good sign.
So this is surely the largest clock
What else? Oh,
anywhere forever.
this computer is really down, so I wasn't able to do my essay. And, until the last minute, and I got it in after class, my first essay. I was so embarrassed, and I never really asked for a block the way I did on Monday. And just came to class and had the paper in my hand. And my heart was beating, like I really think I have anxiety. I've developed anxiety because of exams and all of the issues. You know, I am a person who lives on stage and thrives on stage and loves and just kind of just claw my way on stage because but these days my anxiety gets out of control, and when I have to, you know, it wasn't a performance, but I had to really like let her know that I'm really sorry and please take my paper. I don't want to have it counts so much. So, anyways, I presented myself to her, and she was like, you know, she was acting like, Michelle, where have you been all my life? You're the best student. You should have been there today, because I was telling her what I thought about Steve and everything. Talked to her about what I had learned about comics and about Carson, and you know, she's like really just, I don't know, like giving me too much credit, you know. So even though I was late noticing, she was like, wow, your ideas and your input is so important. Nobody was talking about, hardly anybody handed in the assignment. There's like, this is a really small class. I think it's the smallest class, one of the smallest classes I've ever been in, and it's only like maybe 10 people, and nobody can, like, she said, just very few people on one hand handed in their hand. That is shameful. You know, a lot of people lie and said they didn't understand it. There was nothing to not understand. It was understandable. It's like, write a paper on this, double-spaced, you know, and that's the thing about school. It really teaches you to lie. I can't explain it. One day, 10 years from now, hopefully the kids get to put their finger on the faultiness and the fallacy of education. I've had friends who left school just because they didn't like who they were turning it to. Because in order to get ahead, people are lying a lot. People are cheating. People are doing things that are just despicable in my eyes. And that is how you get ahead. It's almost as if the devil is there and he knows he rewards you if you do something bad and despicable. But if you do something good, he's going to kick you in the butt, you know? So, obviously I'm not a fan of the school system, whatever you want to call it, school system, or cruel system. But, you know, I like learning. I have my own stuff that I want to learn for myself. You know, what school does, it gives you demands on your time that you need to do this and you need to do that, but does it actually teach you? No. You have to go home and you have to teach yourself, or you have to already know it or have heard it before or been taught it before, but are they teaching you? Not in your wildest dreams, you know? So, a teacher teaches, and what is the definition of that, you know? Here, 2014, we still don't have an understanding of what the definition of teaching is. So, you know, we have to understand that in a way, a major way, we are living in the dark ages, and hopefully 10 years from now, our kids will be able to really define these things and hold them down and be able to really define things. I love that they add to the dictionary every year. They really need to add more intelligent words. That's my hope, and more feeling words, you know? More words for feelings, not abbreviation for feelings that have already been named. But let's name something, some emotion that we haven't even named yet, you know? Let's do something really intelligent like that. So anyways, I am going to go to bed because I am uber tired, and there's lots to do on the roof, so I'm hoping this will be a power nap. And yeah, that's about it. Tomorrow we're going to be at church, and I can't wait to go. Friday should be big. I have this beautiful skirt, beautiful, big, poofy wedding dress, like silk black skirt, long, poofy silk. That skirt is a dream come true to me. And I have a silk brown shirt, probably that's poofy too, and a shawl, black shawl that goes on it. So I'll be wearing that. Got some new boots for exercising, and then after Sylvine's birthday, and then I will see if I live after that. If I live after that, that would be a great thing. Amber came by today. I feel bad. I shoot her away. I'm just like, I'm tired, go away. You know, and this is what I was telling Doug last night, that, you know, the fact that the kids come, it has nothing to do with me. You know, he doesn't believe in God, he doesn't believe in these things, but it's like, I yell at children just like any other mother. I live in a one-bedroom apartment. I don't have money to do the trips and stuff that we do. You know, whatever God wants done is going to be done, and that's it. You know what I mean? So, whether or not I'm quote-unquote able to do these things, right? Why do, you know, like what I was trying to explain is, why do all the kids come to my house? I don't know. I told them, I wish sometimes they would just leave me alone. It's a lot, it's, you know, like, find someone else to pick, you know? But whatever God wants done is going to be done. And that's that. And I don't feel that way about them. I don't, like, you know, I love them. I care about them. And that's obviously why they can come to me. But, you know, I'm not a major people person, and I feel the strain when somebody is in my life, because whether they're good or not, it takes up a lot of time. You know, they take up time, and they take up energy, and it's not easy to invite people into your life, no matter what, you know, no matter how great they are. So, besides Jesus, you know. So, yeah, everybody have a great night. Enjoy yourself for me, and, you know, pray for me to be sleeping with the sharks. What date is, What's the weekend of your birthday? It's the 24th, right?
Yeah.
The 24th. I hope that we will be sleeping like a shark and just enjoying ourselves for that sleep over. So pray for me for that, and to just have energy to go through school and all that stuff. And yeah, love you later. Yeah, goodbye.